Hello, welcome, welcome back to our digital forensics. And for this one, we have no something that particularly need to do in this lab, but I would like to go through some concept, or like when you see we try to grabbing or like looking, searching for information. So I'm not so sure what did you learn, or like in other program language, or did you try to use the regular expression? So if you never learn, and I think it's a good topic, it's a good lab for you to learn what's the regular expression. Like when you try to search for certain content, let's say some personal information, maybe going there some phone number, names, email address, content. Okay, maybe the username, password, HTML, Java, network URL, IP address, hex, MAC address, or this timestamp file name. So maybe in our previous lab, you see like we try to use the grep grep like and match it with certain pattern, or like we search all the files using a period, like using the dot, and then to match it. So far with some like even for other programming language, we also use the record expression like to match like to for searching content. Okay, so we will be a special text string. So we to use it for describe a search pattern. Okay, so they will like string they written in an expression language, and since it's really extremely like useful in extracting information from a text file, maybe documents, or even a binary string in files. Okay, so all this. And of course, for other format, we sometimes need to unzip it. If you remember, we have the umbrella file searching for patterns. Okay, and we're using the grab comment to grab it. So when you pass it, and we will get the return. Okay, so the literalism, like little characters and logic match it. So we match all this. And if we have content and then grade it with different way, let's say, okay, let's test it. Because this one is more like we are doing in the command line. Maybe I use my terminal web. Okay. And I want to match, like we can match it with anything, echo. So you see, so echo this is a testing message like this. Okay, and then we are passing the like this, and then E and meeting, and then if I'm searching for actually for certain content, let's say maybe I will say test. Okay. Okay, so you match it. Okay, I will grab it like it's a test right here. And if I want to match maybe something start with some beginning. Okay, so maybe with a group. So I will like match it with the group, and of anything. So it will come out. We have different type E, and then match with the group. Okay, so let's say I have a group, testing group is like no matter is uppercase or lowercase. So right here, so this time let me change the content to lower uppercase. Okay, so either way will be okay. So here's the example like we're using for the record expression like beginning. So you will see a lot, and there's one cheat sheet, and you can refer to, and actually everywhere. Sometimes even we have got the online regular expression, so you can test it. So quite a lot. Like sometimes with the one like how can we start with the content, match it, or with the scope, or like shorten case like for showing a decimal for the with the D is a digit. Okay, represent like 0 to 9, or sometimes we can use the range, like put it as a 0 to 9 in this format, or like using the we have the called the like question mark. Okay, so using match it or somehow like exist or not exist, it doesn't matter. Or like abstract, like at least zero or more than that is okay. Or plus, that means character at least one character, or like at least I require one or more, then you can give it a range. So all this you will see, okay. Because in the lab, maybe when you follow all the steps, maybe you say, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, I just like copying, okay. But in this lab, then when you have getting some idea what's the vector expression doing, then you will know better. Okay, sometimes like if we putting the upper like the arrow in the beginning, so they will match or something like then something like this with some character. And sometimes for some special work, we need to use a backslash like to mix it. So also it's the same. And we have more stuff. So hopefully in the practical, sometimes if you want to extract with it passing using a group, so you see that we have the bracket we use to put like in out to match it or like the output in this way. And we have a lot because in our previous slide we already have a vector expression, so you should have it like exist on your server. And you are feel free like if you want to try to learn more, then because I'm not demonstrating, because actually just like copy of that we put in all the steps. So if you're interested, you can feel free like to follow all these like screenshot actually. As well as you can use the unzip if you download, because I know some student you tell them okay you have some problem, just make sure you download it. And I'll share the link because sometimes maybe the file size when I upload it onto the server maybe is not available. Then you can like follow the link. It should be exist. And also I try to fork from my GitHub. So suppose you should able to find there's a new link if you can find from my GitHub. So also you can use. So I wish I give you a shorter link. You can like copy, and after you're able to like unsave the files and you have some information like the content, maybe some like text files, and you should like able to like to check it. Okay, so maybe like from cat function is like we just like using in the command line to list all the content. Okay, and then maybe we getting the head, the first few content 5 like this, you can give a number. Okay, so if we passing it, so the first one we try to metric, grab it E, and then first like measure content from there, so it will highlight. Okay, and when we need to like match all the patterns, let's say I want to like match one first word and the other foreign case, I can use the A to Z. Okay, if I want to have any other lowercase, you can put the lowercase A to Z. Okay, and with the range, okay, 1 or more than 10. And if I have some search for some special character, okay, so I maybe some looking for some maybe space or one more space, more than that, at least one or zero, you never know. But if you were looking for patterns that have a first name, space, and last name, then you can search for space, and then maybe one more uppercase and lowercase, so same pattern. So when you pass it, it will look like this when it restart. So I have a first like uppercase, lowercase, um from 1 to 10, the length, and then I have a special character, maybe a space, maybe I have more than one space, it doesn't matter, and then uppercase, lowercase, and then we like this. Okay, then that's what you're able to fetch it. And because this one pretty short, so I would like to using the same example, and then we grab it, and then I would like to output. Okay, so open it, passing with output. Okay, so if I want to match it, it's like I have two uppercase, lowercase, it will be pretty similar. So it will be like this space message, right? So I give multiple space. So right here, and let me in this way so you can see better. Okay, let's say I have a content. So if I want to match, it's like with a beginning right here. So and Z it will be uppercase and then followed by a lowercase, with like at least maybe 1 to 10 like this. Okay, and I have multiple at least one special character. That means that I'm looking for at least one space and per sign and another uppercase, another lowercase with the range 1 to 10. Okay, within the border. And this one with the light and weight. So I make sure that within this range. Okay, and then pass it. Okay, that's what I grab. So this time, no matter how many stays in between, then it would I will also able to grab it. Like I will getting the content with the uppercase begin followed by with some lowercase. So here's the format. Okay, so here's the idea. So this is how we passing the our regular expression. Of course, like we'll match all this like the criteria. If we have something optional, maybe like occur more than once, but maybe empty, then you can change it to extra. Okay, with the range. So maybe you will see exactly like how many times or like appears more than this time, and then I don't care what's the rest, or like previously the item appears that at least the maximum, what's the length, something like this. Then how can we match? If you want to match with something character of numbers, then you can use 0 to 9, any number. So if you want to mix them together, A to Z, and then with numbers, it would be the format. Looks like this. And for this one, let's say if we have some work character and if say I don't maybe have a works and then within usually we have a work boundary, right? So it's like if I begin with this part and I don't want to have any space and the scope, then I just like matching it. So that's why they're kind of like not a work character. So you can like check. So all of them they are the binary. So how can we match it? That's how it looks like. And then when we try to match it, so you will see the range and we will see not matching right here. So you will see when we grabbing like, so here dot, so it's like using a period. So for the period, it's just like anything with the giving space. So you see like imaging except the content. So right here, you see maybe like I come for I right here, and then nothing, and then content, and then with the number value. So that's how it looks like. And so when we search like any quarter between like any two, then will be like this. Okay. And here's the logic. So if you want to like grab it and like, let's say I have 12 and here 2, so we're searching for the space right here. So I and then come straight with it and then I and then 12 and then have a comma, it come with and he and then later with 2. So that's how it is. So right here is just like the checking. So when we're checking for any chart except the new line and then and the except new line, then we need to check. Okay. So this is the idea. And because when we try to use the border the word boundary, so we say we try to cross it. So they must include the word string. So like when we match. But for this one, just any boundary. So we don't care. So when we like go through it, okay, if we don't care the boundary, just like ignore it. So it more like in practical, then we always like try to like look at some real example or like if you try to match with certain content, then you will be like better to catch like what's the difference. Okay, or like compare. If you try to put a long paragraph and test them together, then we'll see. Okay, so you see it's slightly different, so it depends on your usage. If you don't want to let them cross the border, then you can like use it. But this one, just any boundary you match, then it's okay. So it doesn't matter. So here's the differences. And if we want to like match with the whole word, also we can pass like parameter like whole word like this output as a whole word is okay. So when we match it, then of course, and also we have something more like maybe some other patterns we can match, like grabbing output. Like, so start with the like right here, so all the names, and then if we need to like match for some conditional situation, then we may be like looking behind, then we like in before, like we put the question mark, so it's optional, right? So it's something optional. And then we will try to, if we match in the beginning, then we're looking for something like full, okay, like this. So we can pass it something in the beginning, or even that means like looking backward, so we can like push like back question mark equals, then will be something following. Okay. So he's one of the matching pattern like behind and ahead. So kind of like we following and pre like this. And of course, like here will be some shorthand classes like for the just the word you can use that represent like this, and D for DJ. So depends on your usage. Then you can use some classes they are like for you. So it will be like shortened. Okay. If we try not looking for something, it's same idea using a not. So we use an exclamation mark. So we say, okay, we're not looking for something match. So if putting not, okay. So if you try to looking for fixed and then we're looking for pre, then we will match with the post. Okay. If we matching anything not fixed, then we're looking for something like not ending with fixed, then we present like this. So here's the another way we can use. And then let's say we are searching for some like name is match problem, then maybe something is not really a name, right? So if we're passing this one like uppercase, lowercase with a range like this one name, so we'll match the patterns like something if I'm doing in my example, so right here, so they're not matching. If I want to search a name in this format, then what should we do? Okay, maybe we are looking before. Okay, I don't want to follow something with no number, so it can be a name. No, right? So that means that it may be not a correct way. So maybe with the name or something, if we are not want to have some like street. Okay, so uppercase, so we will remove it. So if we are something and then follow with the street avenue or something, how can I know? Then maybe you need to match with different condition. Okay, so using all condition, like let's say I don't want to like with something like let's say called the row, circle, maybe the maybe some another like way, path, anything. Okay, something thing is maybe some building's name. Okay, location, then we can search the name. Okay. So we try to avoid certain pattern. Then of course, if we know better on the content, then we can try to use the better regular expression pattern to match it. But sometimes when we are filtering and then get some unnecessary content, then of course we need to do it one more time. So this is what you need to do. And so one more, maybe if you want to like return as a content, maybe if you want to like using the PO, so you say like listing. So right here, maybe like columns name, okay. Maybe some street names. So we can use another method to do that. And if we, as well as say, when we try to use the or condition, so maybe we using the logic. So right here, like putting like different maybe Avenue Street Drive. So we try to match it like this. And you can do it. Of course, like we have another like content groups, but when you need it, then you can try to like search for it. Okay. But when we have some like city name, then how can we fix it? Then think about, okay, so if we get some certain city name, but they're not adding, then how can we adding? And of course, like for the number, if you want to search for a phone number, okay. So for the pattern, because it should be like 1 to 9 and then 0, so it would be a range 0 to 9. And then maybe if you are searching for the US, okay, the state number, okay, like this. Or how about if I try to match all this pattern? Okay, so before this one, 0 to 9, 10, we're only able to match the first one. Now, how can we match for the rest? How can we match with the period, with a dash, space, with a bracket for the first line for the we call it area code, or like maybe we add the country code, like this first one will be like this stage, or like we have other country, we have other code. Now how can we match all this? And when we graphing, so maybe like here with the example, if I want to get the phone number, so will be 10 digit, yes, but if we have more than that, then I don't want to grab it. So how can we avoid it? Okay, so maybe I setting like no result. Maybe I said the you see right here I said the with the boundary. So I said about I will bring this, like I'm not getting anything more than that. Okay, if once it exists, I'm not showing the result. So it's like we try to add the word boundaries. And if we need to match with some like with a period, like the top right here, so of course I match the first 3, and then because the period is the special character, so we will add the slash right here to like showing is the special character, and then 3 more, and then 4, so it can be like this. Okay, and is a example we can showing like have a 4 digit or like in this way. And then how about like this? Can it like match with all like periods though like this? So question mark if something like occur like at least once. So for this one, it's like whether it maybe appears and then not appears. So that's why we put the optional. So this is a question mark right here. So that means that we can like match it. So no matter we have a phone number as the period right here or without it, so we can still able to match it. Then we have more like, of course, how about maybe I have a dash or a space. Then how can we match all this? Actually, yes, it's possible. So we can just add all the possible pattern, a period, a space, dash, and add the option. So we can match all the situation condition. And how about the fifth one or the 5? Then maybe we can check for the syntax, like either if they exist, then or else, right? So if we giving a bracket, and then we can question mark like if, okay. So if some situation, and then what we're going to do, so slash, and so and then if we have this one match with the close bracket, and then we match it with anything question mark dot or like this, then we can able to grab it. So right here, so start with that we will have a maybe have a bracket, axis, pair, and then question mark, and then within the our boundary, web boundaries, and we have some numbers at least like 3 character, and for the 3 character, and then we maybe optionally if we have like condition, then do we have a code, and yes or no, it doesn't matter, and then it followed by with maybe some 3 more character numbers. After we make with the numbers, then we will like match with the 4, so it will be like this. So here will be like if we have it, yes, we have the brackets. Yes. If no, we just like, okay, so match it. Okay. So will be this how it looks like. Then we can get the output. Okay. And then how about like some email address? Email address like maybe more like pretty easy. So anything start with the some like local pass like any names, right? So if you know maybe for some certain email they will limited length, but let's say 2 to 15 characters, so we can set it, and then they allow the user to using a dash or a period. It's okay. Then we can measure it, and of course it comes with the ad and size will always add. And then we have the domain name. Okay, the domain and the given name. So maybe 1 to 15 character long. We can know. So it comes with a period, so a special character period. And also it comes maybe 3 to 4, right? Most of them like let's say .com, .edu, maybe .xyz, and or maybe like .info, right? Info for character. So they're all possible. ORG, GOV, government. Okay. So all this. That's how it like match. And then here will be like more examples, like how can we match all the email address and more stuff and output it and from our like the source, like from which like text file, and then grab it. Or sometimes we try to match the password, like searching for a certain password. So maybe what's the length, and then maybe some special symbol. So if you remember, we have a square bracket right here, right? So A to Z, and then with number, and then with some other special character, yes, and then with the range. So same idea. So once you are familiar with it, then you're all good. Maybe if you have something else you want to grab, like why not this one? Maybe some like Java source code. So maybe like we try to match it for the maybe from the Java we try to match it multiple link like instant of this keyword, then we can search it. Or like maybe want if you want to show maybe the how many times of the keyword appears in the source code, then you can search it with the WC and then list it. And also maybe for the HTML code, and then if you try to search certain tag, and then maybe you have them like back reference, it's okay, /n. And right here will be the more example, like with the maybe anything start and then extra may 0 or more than that, and then comes to the period right here, and then goes like the arrow and then with the slash, so it will like match with the format. So right here, so we want like this. So when we try to grab it, then it has like, so if we have the HTML code and the hex, so we start opening. So anything start with right here, right? Open, and then any content, and then dog or any special character exists. And then we close it. And then this one goes with the 1. And then with the close tag. So it will be okay. So it will like match it. So all good. And sometimes like we have called that like if we want to match the tag, so we have some called the lazy qualifier. So lazy that means that I want to like just like get the content. So this one is that I only want to match like lazy qualifier is that I don't want to like match everything, because if I have a so multi-tag, and then if I have like so many H1 and then close it like header one, so many, it will like have a long paragraph, but I only want to get the shortest. So this one is called the lazy qualifier. So you can put a question mark within the your search range. So dot is like any content plus we add this one or more than it, and then try to do a lazy and close bracket. Okay, close it. So we put a question mark right here. So this one is not the optional, but this time it's showing is the lazy. Okay. So it will like start from the beginning, and then with the early this one appeared, then I will stop my searching. So that's how we call. And Also, if we are searching something before it or like after it, of course, we can have a look before and look behind. So if you remember question mark, and then with the arrow like before and behind. So here's another syntax. So we're pretty similar. And maybe if you want to match the IP address, and of course, pretty similar structure. So we're looking for period and then looking for the structure. So all this and maybe some like HTTP request, like if we want to search it. So you need to know the pattern and then possible range. Then you will write a correct application expression. But of course, like from practice, and try to match it well. So if you want to search for the URL link, so sometimes for commit link from a document, we always come with the HTTP. But how about I want to match up with the HTTP or HTTPS? Sometimes they have a www or without www. How can you match it? So maybe you need to click the question mark optional, right? So it's okay. Or how can you match it? And as well as I said, how can we match it with the HTTPS or sometimes with the www. So maybe we like pass it. So yes, match can go or like jump it. So we have different group. So for different group, so we have a question mark right here. So we set in the group and then pushing. Sometimes we can have HTTP or without HTTP. You see that S in behind will be the question mark right here. So it comes together as a pair. So question mark tilde, maybe with a dot. So question mark will be like this. And we have so far we have more, sometimes like hexadecimal and value and matching. I'm not going to like go all the details because like they have all examples like pretty similar. So once you're familiar of the patterns, and then they will able to match, then you will be all good. Okay, so here's will be hex, any number, and then the range will be decimal will be A to F, like lowercase. And also others like coming with the name, and then you can match it with the range name, MAC address, and then with the length. So in file, sometimes if searching like G# and help, so it's one more. So it can help us to like match the map from the PCAP files made possible. So we need to pass it, and then we have some like patterns like match in output. Okay, or like match the second pattern, so we can pass it, grab it. So all these we have more like exercise or like some email from the docs file, document file. So you can maybe for the document file you need, like you see one thing we say you need to is a compressed file including XML. So you know that DOC X or X represent XML. So XML, so we try to search the content from the XML. So we try to like after you unzip it, then you output as a file, have a load up from the directory. So under this directory are different files. And maybe if you check the XML file, so there's all value content. So you can try to match it with using a graph and then showing the other value like from the email address. Okay. And also maybe if you want to remove certain content, so we can use a SEDC and to remove certain content. And of course, when you try to remove it, we can also use the regular expression. And sometimes you see some old pattern and match it with there is some like globally. G is like global all the content. Okay, everything. So we try to replace everything like character. If you want to replace it from the dash to the periods, then you can replace it. So match and then replace it. So they would come like first and second. And also like if you want to remove everything, so you can like all like has been removed dash like within this. So you can pass the parameter like which one you like passing and then what's the value. So depends on. So even though you say it's like when I try to pass a replace, that means I didn't pass any replacement. So it's like empty. And of course, we are more like that, but some of them maybe for the lazy matching, maybe they're not support like the P, then maybe then we can pass it. And of course, we have like more and details. So for the maybe if you want to remove from the email globally, then of course you can do it. So there's more and more. So if you're interested, you can search it, and sometimes like you can see the PV passing to the pipeline and then just like save it, output to certain, so it's okay. And also show the content without unzip it, so still okay. So all this pretty a lot, and quickly just saying we have the grip, so we can extract the different evidence for our digital forensic, and also the SED, and then will be the stream editor, so we can pass it and with our vector expression and replace it, and working together, so match the text and update. Okay, so the one I say is a greedy is like we using precise or using the extra, so saying one or more. Okay, some qualification within the range, like more than one. We can set the scope like boundary, like before, after some work. Okay, so of course, or some like back reference is okay. Also the some looking ahead or before. So of course, so we need to test it, okay, and trace it. So far will be all this. If you're confusing, you're not so sure about what we did, like for grabbing, you follow. So right now you can like look at our previous lab, and then I hopefully like you have better idea what you're doing. How can we match the content? Okay, why it works. But if you have no idea, always like welcome. You can like copy some content, and sometimes I like to you can test it or like for the real time. So you can go to like online regular expression. So this one I will get 101. So this one is a pretty popular. So you can paste the content right here, and then you can try to like match it. So I can use that HTTPS and then like tmuc.edu, and then if I want to like have something blah 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 like this, then if I want to match, I want to match with HTTPS like this, right? So I can match with anything, and because this one is a special character, then I like using backslash. Okay, and then content, if I want to like ending with the dot or AP, right, like this, and then maybe I want to match with any word. Maybe I have a given range, maybe like at least like 3, then it will look like this. So it's more like real time. Okay. So if you want to get some content, so you can see some reference, see any like qualifier. So it will give some other example right here. So everywhere, so can help you to practice. Okay. So also you can like match with some different other language, and maybe if you're writing on the Python, even later, yes, you can match it. Because for different programming language, it has some slightly looks different. Okay. And sometimes you see a global and it looks very different. But this time, because we're using our terminals like Linux system, then we can follow the one pattern. So the idea will be pretty similar. Okay. But most important is you need to know how can we use those like here the tokens and then match with the patterns. And that's it for the lab. And thank you so much. If you have any question and still if I didn't reply to feel free to contact me, or later if you need the time, I would like to set up the like we can use a lab time, so we can meeting and then you can show me what's your problem. Okay, thank you.